it's really important for performing arts centers, cultural centers to be artist run because it's important to understand things from the artistic side, from the
Okay.
art side. If you're not an artist or a working artist, you don't get to experience that side of how difficult it is to be supported to do your work.
Hey, friends, welcome to Tradition Café, the spot where the past bumps into the present and we get to sip our favorite drinks while digging into the stories that make people, well, people. I'm Anna Xavier, your host. In each episode, we'll talk art, passions, customs, celebrations, everyday traditions, and how people's cultures shape the way they live, work, and create today. So if you're like me and love a good story, pull up a chair, grab your cup, and thanks for listening. Hey, friends, have a seat and scoot up to the table. We're back in Tradition Cafe. Today, we're sitting down with Jennifer Radakovich, Executive Director of Rhythmix Cultural Works in Alameda, California. Rhythmix is a community center organization that brings people together through music, dance, visual art, education, cultural programming, and public events. For anyone who is local, you live here in Alameda, hey, Oakland, East Bay, San Francisco Bay Area. This is a chance to come out, bring your family and friends, experience live performances, and spend the day in community. And for listeners outside the San Francisco Bay Area, this conversation is also about something bigger: why public cultural events matter, how small arts organizations support artists, and what it takes to create spaces where people can gather across cultures. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Anna.
For somebody who doesn't know about Rhythmic's cultural works, if they're just hearing about it for the first time, how do you describe Rhythmix and what kind of work do you do in the community?
Rhythmix Cultural Works is a performing arts nonprofit. Are located in a renovated historic building. The theater is on the second floor. It seats about 160 people, but all of our spaces are multi-use, multi-purpose. So we keep the space open during the week for different types of classes. We have a salsa class, Puerto Rican bomba class, lots of Zumba classes, a Bhangra class, martial arts. Um, just a variety. In the art gallery, the K Gallery, we feature 6 different exhibits a year, and we work with local artists and organizations in the community to help us curate some of the exhibits. Sometimes we curate some of our own. We really try to uplift and focus on different types of multicultural arts where people can come together and learn about each other through the arts. So our mission is to build community by inspiring engagement in the arts to learn about each other and the world. We do that through music, dance, visual art. We have a lovely multicultural student assembly program. We serve 3 to 5,000 Alameda County students every
Oh,
year. Yeah. We bring Yes.
that's a lot. That's a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids. They don't all come at once.
Oh,
We spread
Jesus, thank
it
God.
out
Just kidding.
200 at a time.
200?
Yeah, we'll have 2 back-to-back shows, so we'll bring in
Oh,
200 students, and then we have 15 minutes to turn it over and bring another 200 students in.
my God.
We'll do about 8 different concerts a year in our theater, for students, like I said, all throughout Alameda County. So from Alameda, Oakland, San Leandro,
Wow.
Hayward. Yeah, it's a really, really lovely program.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, and then we also like to venture outside of our building at times. And we partner with the city of Alameda. We've been partnering with them for the past 5 years on a program called Rhythmix in the Parks. So we
oh,
were really inspired actually by our student assembly program, which is called PAL, Performance Art and Learning, because it's not just concerts that are presented, but the artists will talk about where they're from. They'll talk
yeah.
about their countries. They just, teach the students what the instruments are. They'll teach some language, all the students get a study guide, and
Oh.
anytime we bring adults to watch the performances, they're just blown away because they're like, "Oh my god, I learned so much." And there's so much to be learned through the lens of music and dance. And it doesn't stop at culture, geography, language.
Mhm.
All of the ensembles are talking about teamwork and social emotional learning. We can use the assemblies to bridge really difficult topics like slavery and
Yeah.
colonialism, um, and have a more just be able to talk about those difficult topics in a better light than they
Than
usually get brought
textbooks.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We wanted more people to be able to access that type of programming where you're not just watching and not always knowing what you're looking at,
Mhm.
but have a little bit more depth in what you do, so in what you're seeing. So our programs in the parks are family friendly, and we try to bring in ensembles who will talk about their background and cultures and do interactive elements with the audience as well. Get them up dancing, learn some rhythms, do some call and response. It's a really good time. And then we've also our founder Janet has also produced a series of site specific performances throughout Alameda called Island City Waterways,
Hmm.
and those performances involved 40 to 50 artists in different locations, and the artists would travel the audience through an area, and the performance through music, dance, theater, storytelling would talk about the history of the land in that area.
And Rhythmix has been here for a long time in Alameda, yeah?
This is our
20?
19th
Oh,
year. Next year will be our 20th anniversary.
it feels like the backbone of the cultural, landscape in Alameda. When Rhythmix creates a festival, what are, you hoping it does beyond that afternoon and performances?
So there are a lot of reasons that we chose to start presenting festivals. One is because I personally love outdoor festivals.
Same. Same.
um, but there it offers more opportunities to support artists.
Mhm.
We can bring more artists to a space, give them more paid opportunities to work.
Mm.
Um, we have such amazing artists in the Bay Area. A lot of the artists have been working and performing and teaching for 20 plus years. They have so much to offer and such deep experience and knowledge.
Mhm.
It's would just be a shame to not take advantage of that
Yeah.
while everyone is still performing and doing their work. People are doing this deep work, so we need to honor that by having spaces and places for them to present their work and connect with people.
So, as the executive director, uh, I'd love to understand your own path.
I think I was really fortunate to have a lot of experiences when
Mm.
I was young. I grew up in the Midwest. My family is Serbian, and I grew up in the Serbian American community, learning Serbian traditions, Serbian folk dance. Um, I've always enjoyed dance and have taken different types of dance classes. And early on in my youth, I discovered Hawaiian dance and Tahitian dance, which I just really loved and really connected to for some reason. But part of what I loved about it was not just the music and the movement, but that within the tradition you were learning so much about the culture through the songs and the dance. You were learning about the people, place, history, and it just told so much. So I don't know, sparked my interest for learning more.
Through your own artistic growth, your dance, exploring cultures, how did you get into the community leadership of it, working with places like Rhythmix?
So I studied a lot of different forms of dance. I did my graduate work at University of Hawaii Manoa dance ethnology. I've always loved kind of like the research side and the learning side, the education side of things. I wanted to find a way to stay connected to the arts and to connect people with the arts and to educate people through the arts. So I've just done that in different ways in different places that I lived. I worked for an organization called Cross Cultural Dance Resources in Staff, Arizona, and that was founded by Joanne Kaylee Inohomoku, who I believe is the founder of dance anthropology. Then I moved to Santa Cruz, and there's so much arts in Santa Cruz, and I was fortunate to be able to work with Tandy Beal and Company for a number of years before moving up here. So I got a lot of experience working with arts in schools and productions and community arts and just connecting people. It's all about connection, really.
They were founded by artists. That to me seems like it would be very important for an artist working with this culture, with the communities that you have served, to have that understanding from other artists who have started these programs. Would you agree with that? Or have you ever even like been involved in a cultural center or an arts center that was not founded by an artist?
No.
Exactly. I think that I mean, I think that they would be started by people who knew that the voice is important.
Think it's really important for performing arts centers, cultural centers to be artist run because it's important to understand things from the artistic side, from the
Mhm.
art side. There's still such a pervasive thought in this country that all the arts should be for free and artists should work
Oh,
for free.
yeah.
And so if you're not an artist or a working artist, you don't get to experience that side of how difficult it is to be supported to do your work. The arts are the first things to get cut
Yeah.
in the state budget and in
Mhm.
school budgets, but
Yeah.
honestly, it is probably one of the more important things, and it needs a lot of support.
Mhm.
It's artists put so much time into what they do. It's not a 9 to 5 job. If you see a performance on stage, it's not just those minutes or that hour that they're on stage. It's the years and
Mhm.
years of learning and practicing and rehearsing. It's the costume crafting.
Mhm.
It's all the rehearsal time. There's just so much. Like a 1 hour gig can sometimes take an artist an entire 8 hour day,
Yeah.
when you have to get ready and drive and do sound check. And then it's just so much more involved than a lot of people realize if they're not artists.
You
Yes.
see a dance production and you see the dance artists, but
Mhm,
you're
mhm,
also seeing the lighting. You're seeing the
mhm,
music or
mhm. Yeah.
you're hearing the music. You're watching the choreographer.
Artists need to be supported and cultural organizations need to be supported too so that we can help support the artists. California is a great place for art support, but the funding landscape changes all the time.
Mhm.
It's not always reliable. There's always fluctuations in grant opportunities. So, to support a nonprofit organization, you have to look for support everywhere. Federal grants, state grants, community, local level grants, sponsorships from the business community,
Mhm.
individual contributions. Everything helps and everything makes a difference. And the support has to come from a lot of different areas. And it's constant because things do fluctuate all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult field to be in because um, it's kind of unpredictable.
Yeah.
You know, you plan your programs and you apply for the grants and you cross your fingers, you hope for the best, and
Right?
you keep moving forward regardless.
Yeah.
Once you're committed to doing something, you do it.
Yeah, it's out of
Um,
passion and love and commitment
yeah.
to the arts, yeah. So where can people go to make a contribution? You said that you take individual contributions. Where can they go? Can they go to the website?
They can go straight to our website at rhythmix.org, rhythmix.org. Everyone is welcome to donate through our website. Sign up for our email newsletter. You'll get a few end of year fundraising emails that way.
Any other ones coming up?
Like most nonprofits, we always have a large end of year campaign, an end of year fundraiser, but we've been trying to find more fun ways to do our fundraising. So we've been having a few happy hours where people can come and socialize, get a little bite to eat, do some dancing, listen to some music. So we'll probably have another happy hour in the fall. We're in the middle
Nice.
of our spring fundraising right now. It helps the programs be more sustainable so that they are free for people who can't necessarily afford it. From June through September, we'll have monthly performances in different parks. The first one, Unity Fest in June, is our big festival. And then July, August, September will be smaller family concerts. So July will be at Franklin Park with Andre Thierry, who plays Zydeco and accordion pole music. It'll
There is
be
no way to sit still when you're
fun.
listening to Zydeco.
Yeah, there's really no way to sit still at most Rhythmix events, so just, get ready. In August, we'll be at Gene Sweeney Open Space Park with the String and Shadow Puppet Theater. It's a company from Washington who this will be their third time coming down here with a presentation. They have a new production called A Night at the Grand Opera. Then in September, we'll be at Lincoln Park with Native Boogie and Beats. They will be introducing people to powwow dance and music. We've talked to them about doing some interactive elements so the audience can be involved. And then there will be a part where, obviously we can just watch and enjoy as well. I wish we could have a performance every weekend. We
Mhm,
still wouldn't make it through all the amazing artists that we have,
mhm.
but we'll keep doing as much as we can, and presenting as many artists as we can.
So, for listeners outside of Alameda who may not be able to attend, what do you hope they take away from hearing about the meaning behind multicultural festivals and involvement in the community?
They should see what their cities have to offer and their local regions because artists live everywhere. There's probably something going on. You might need to do a little digging to find it. If you have a local art center, that's a great place to start because that's where everything can come together. But I guarantee that, people are working out of their homes. They're having rehearsals in their garages, at local school gymnasiums, like they're around and you might not think to look because sometimes it's difficult, if you feel like, oh, I'm not allowed in this other cultural space.
Mhm.
But, you know, I think if you're interested and you want to be supportive, like artists are out there and they're working. So find them and figure out how to help support.
I think that that's a really important thing to highlight. If you feel like you're not welcome in a
Hmm.
space or a culture celebration, that's what places like Rhythmix are trying to make it more accessible, more
Hmm.
welcoming,
Hmm.
more education so that it is not scary.
Yeah.
Some people can be nervous about attending, like, am I going to be welcome if I don't know much about it?
Even I get a little shy
Yeah.
sometimes going to a new dance class
Mhm,
or trying to start learning a new dance form.
mhm,
So having something having a festival in a public park, a public space, it kind of equalizes things a little bit. It's a little bit easier entry point, and people can meet the artists and experience the dance a little bit, see if they like it, learn about other shows that the artists are going to have or the classes that they teach. And
mhm.
then hopefully they'll be interested to go and join those as well. A really great way to support is through volunteering. We have a volunteer button on our website, so you can sign up right through our website. We have lots of other volunteer opportunities as well. I want to thank our Arts Angel this year, Radium Presents, the Hewlett Foundation, and the California Arts Council, the City of Alameda's Public Art Commission, has grants available every year, and we were fortunate to receive one of the cultural arts grants for Unity Fest. The Recreation and Park Department, the San Francisco Bay Ferry, KALW, is also helping. Port of Oakland, Poppy Bank, Alameda Post, and Trash Scouts.
Also, let's not forget about the sponsor, Tradition Café.
Fabulous media sponsor who, also a labor of love that needs support because you put in a lot of your personal time. Is there a way that people can support you? Do you have a Patreon account
I don't,
or?
but maybe I will by the time this airs.
Because
I
I'm
don't
pretty
even know
sure
how it
it's
works.
all of your free time.
Yeah, in all my free time. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me in the cafe and really appreciate it. I'm glad that Alameda is getting to know you as well as Rhythmix.
Thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for all the work that you do. And I'm just so glad that you're here and you're part of our community.
Thank you. I love being a part of it. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Tradition Café. Tradition Café is produced and hosted by Ana Xavier Camaño, with editing by Lena Torrey. Special thanks to our sponsors, Digifly and ArtPush, for helping make these conversations possible. For today's guest links, the video version, audio platforms, socials, and support options, visit traditioncafe.com or check the show notes. If this version moved you, made you think, or reminded you of someone, please share it with them. Tradition Café, many voices, one table.